Hello, amazing souls. Welcome to your weekly energy update. And before we jump into the update, I did want to mention that as part of my YouTube subscriber marathon last Friday, I did put out a video on how you can enter a drawing to win one of the 30-minute recorded personal readings. So if you're interested in that giveaway, I will put the link down in the description box below. And at the end of this video, it'll be in the playlist as well. So the more comments I get on that video, the more I will offer of those individual recorded personal readings. So if they interest you, be sure to check that out. So for the energy update for this week, wow, we are entering the pre-shadow of Mercury retrograde today on August 21st. And I know, don't freak out. Mercury retrograde can bring some wonderful things, which we will talk about briefly here as well. But all the planets are in retrograde or pre-shadow except for Venus and Mars now. And Mars will actually next week on September 4th also go into pre-shadow. So we'll be only having the planet Venus not in retrograde. What does that mean? Well, retrograde, they all kind of turn that energy more where we're focusing on inward things rather than so many outward things. So you might have been having this for a little bit because all the planets started to go into pre-shadows and retrogrades to, point us inward. So you've probably been feeling it for a while anyway. So at least you know, like, oh, that's why I'm so focused on my inner growth. Well, the Mercury retrograde, of course, like I said, it's going into the pre-shadow, and it's starting off in the sign of Virgo. Now, Virgo is ruled by Mercury, so it's very much at home there, but it deals with health. It deals with listening to your body, also kind of like your work routine, and also it has to do with pets, too. So as you go into and start this pre-shadow, some of those subjects might come up about reflecting on those. Then on August 27th, Mercury moves into Libra. And of course, Libra is more of that building, healing, relationships types of energy, balancing things, creating win-wins. So that will kind of have a shift in what you're reflecting on. And then we will hit the retrograde itself on September 10th. Now, retrograde means planets actually don't go backwards, of course. So like Mercury is the closest, let's pretend this is the sun. Mercury is closest to the sun. So the Earth is out here. So Mercury's orbits faster, so it's going to go around faster. And so at one point, it looks like it's behind us, but it's actually lapping us. So that does take it into different energies, and that's why that reflection, comes into play with that as well. So even it goes into the retrograde on September 10th, in the sign of Libra, it eventually kind of backs back up and goes back into Virgo on September 24th. And it'll stay in Virgo until it goes direct, which means it starts moving forward again. And it'll be in that post-shadow period until like October 17th. But October 11th, it does move back into Libra, so you can kind of see how you're going to bounce back and forth between that Virgo energy, that Libra energy, the Virgo energy, and back into Libra energy. So, the pre-shadow, we start to feel that emphasis of the retrograde. And then when the retrograde hits on September 10th, we're full-blown in super reflective mode. And then the post-shadow happens when we go direct on October 2nd through October 17th. The post-shadow is not as intense as the pre-shadow and the retrograde. It's more reflecting on what you learned during that reflection period. So little quick update on how that Mercury retrograde works. And of course, Mercury is all about communication, social connection. It actually is also like siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins. So that type of relatives, but not like your children or parents, more everyone outside of that. So that might come into play too during this period with those subjects that you'll be looking at. Now, you might have heard, people get scared around the Mercury retrograde and go, oh my gosh, here we go. But there's positive things you can do. Look at it like tides, right? If you're trying to launch a boat, when the tide's coming in, you're going to struggle and it's going to be tough, and the boat probably will capsize, and you're going to invest a lot of energy but not get very far with it. Well, that's the time that you would mend your nets and do stuff, but not try to launch things and put things out there, right? Because when the tide is going out, that's when, the planet's direct. That's when you launch things. Then things go very smoothly and very easily. So during a retrograde, you can take total, use of that energy and edit things, like do the redo things, breathe life into old ideas, clean things out, declutter, deal with the clutter that you have around you. Because during this period also, the energy can bring up old patterns or old challenges for you to review during this period. And it's all this preparation for you to then launch into a new area of your life with this new information that you gleaned during that period. So it can be a very, very positive use of that energy. And, we all need some downtime to rest and rejuvenate and just reflect on things. And that's what this period brings. So we're also going to jump in to each individual zodiac sign and just see what the universe and spirit would like you to know on what you can do with this Mercury retrograde energy from today, August 21st, through October 17th, which will be the end of that post-shadow period. So we'll jump into your reading right now for your sign. All right, Scorpios, this is your weekly energy update, and we are going to start off by pulling a card here from the Wisdom of the Oracle. And any of the cards I use in a reading, I do list in the description box below. And we're just going to see here what Creator and Spirit want you to know about what you can do with this Mercury retrograde energy. All right, so for our Scorpios, what would you like them to know? Okay, they do want that one right away, so we will use this one. You've got Clean It Up, which is perfect for that energy. It's card number 21. As I talked about in the introduction, of course, retrogrades, that's one of the best ways that we can use our energy, is to clean things out, get rid of the clutter, really sort things. This says, getting to the core of a situation, freedom from a burden, cleaning house, sweeping away what is no longer needed. So it says, ever feel so bogged down with emotional gunk that you can't think straight? Could you be surrounded by physical clutter in your home also? Too much work? Overwhelmed? Time to clean house. Every item out of place natters away at you. Every unresolved resentment, every comparison to others that leads to a sense of lack, takes up energetic space. Every unpaid bill just adds up to an unnecessary feeling of being overwhelmed. Now is the time to free yourself by energetically cleaning house. Just do it. Make room for the miracles that are lining up for you. Beautiful. I love it. I'm also going to read the relationship message that they have for these cards because of that Libra energy that you will also experience during the retrograde. And it says, time to clear the air. Take a look at your side of the street and say what's on your mind. Sweep away the old stuff so that a spring breeze can flow through with new energy. It's the perfect time to do an inventory of your dynamics and see what's yours and what's not yours to clean up the relationship. Everyone brings some baggage. Sort through what you brought with you and let go of what is no longer needed. Become unencumbered and your relationship will flourish. So, yeah. So definitely that cleaning up of the relationship is also at play. So that is perfect. And then we also will use these Ancestral Path Tarot and just see what else they want you to know about this cleaning up during this period of time. All right. So what else for our Scorpios? What else do you want them to know about? Okay, they'd actually want that one right there, so we will take that one. And you've got the Five of Swords. Yeah, so it has a lot to do with relationships, because swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. But the Five of Swords has this energy of conflict that comes around trying to prove that your small t truths, and those are the truths and your opinions that are rooted in your human side, those that are rooted in the fear of losing conditional love, all those human opinions that we've taken on. But this conflict is about us trying to prove that our little small t truths are more true than your small t truths. And all that equals is battling, because who wants to have someone else try to prove that the way you're thinking of things is not correct, right? So this cleaning up of relationships and just cleaning up of your life does have to do with cleaning up your mindsets and your attitudes, your expectations, your thoughts, your beliefs about yourself, about others, about the world. The fives are a number of change and transformation, and so that's perfect, because you do leave old ways of thinking behind during this retrograde, and you're moving to focusing on capital T truths. So small t truths are rooted in the fear of losing conditional love of the human experience, but capital T truths, those are those that are rooted and connected to the unconditional love of the higher realms. And so there's these amazing truths that don't need to be defended, because real truth doesn't need to be defended. It just is. It's truth. And there's nothing that people can pretend to badmouth it and try to prove it wrong. Good luck, because truth is truth. A truth of you get to choose how you feel in every moment. People are like, I don't know, that's not true. And it's like, well, you'll eventually find that, yeah, you know what? I'm the one that chooses how I feel in every moment, and I can learn to change that. Denying it just delays that victimhood, that out of control feeling that your feelings are at the bequest of anything else in the outside world, that they control how I feel. Well, you'll get tired of that eventually and come back to a capital T truth that you get to choose all your emotions. That's like a capital T truth example. We're also going to pull a card here from these Dreamers deck. Let's see what else they would like to add. And one more time. Okay. So what else for our Scorpios, please? Okay. They said just the top one there. So I'll show it to you and then I'll read it. That one says, I know that each step I take toward one dream creates momentum for the next. I am moving forward. So love that message with this cleaning house. You are realizing that whatever you went through, even though you're going to be cleaning some things and getting rid of some things, those things did provide you guidance. It did direct you. It happened on purpose, for a purpose, to bring you where you're at today. But now you're cleaning away things. It's like they're showing me a ship that, you had wagons, you had different vehicles, different things to get you from the middle of an island to the shores to board the ship. But now, we don't need the wagons on the ship. They're like, you're getting rid of the stuff that got you to where you're there, but you don't need to take it on the next step of your journey, if that makes sense. So I like this, and that you are making this movement forward. They're definitely telling you that this is steps that you're taking, and it's all for your good, and then it is taking you to a beautiful place. We are going to use the Chinese tarot here and just get more clarification for this adventure. So coming in very clear, though, which we love. Spirit generally is clear. It's just our mind that makes it more difficult to understand, right? So for our Scorpios, what else, actually? They want these three right here. What else? Okay, and these two right here. I'll just put these over here, and then we'll start with these. So we've got this one right here, and you have the moon. So the moon card is beautiful. One, they are telling you to pay attention to the moon cycles during this Mercury retrograde. And I feel like especially the full moon is going to be a important energy to be aware of and to work with throughout this period of time, because each moon will give you different energies as it goes through different signs. And the full moon cycles, okay, now I see what they're trying to say. The full moon cycles have this ability, like new moon, for new moons, you can do like 10 new moon wishes for new things coming in. But full moons are about revealing and releasing, letting things go. So the full moons definitely, the weekly readings I put out around full moons, I'm starting to introduce the reveal and release type of energies and the type of subjects that you can do to release those. And so that will help, with those as you're going through it. Also, the moon is about getting into the unknown and to getting into the subconscious, those things that you may not be seeing, and to trust your intuition, trust your gut as well. So as you're looking and releasing things for this movement forward, definitely trust your intuition, trust your gut in releasing things. And of course, the moon is all about emotions. It fluctuates. The full moons especially expand whatever emotion that we're feeling. It impacts the ebbs and flow of the waters, which is our emotions. We're made of a large amount of water, so the moons do affect us as well. So they are definitely bringing the moon as an important piece of your journey during this time. Then you also have the Knight of Wands, or the Knight of Staves as they call it in this one. And it's all about movement of energy. So you have this movement, you are making this switch of where you're investing your energy and what you're focusing on. Because of course, whatever we focus on is what grows. And this knight's quest, that's what knights do. They go on quests, mighty quests. And the Knight of Wands, it strives for the Ace of Wands. It's searching for the power to hold it within its own hands, to drive and point and control the energy, the magic that it has within you. And so I really feel like this is part of all this, is you are feeling empowered during this time as you release things. And it is very freeing. I have kind of like rebooted my life several times when I've moved from a state to a state where I got rid of so much stuff to where each time I move, I get less and less and less. I still, move with small things and then load up and then get rid of things and move. But it's that freeing feeling of not investing your energy in the upkeep of certain things, even relationships, different stuff. It's like what you're ready to let go of, but trust your intuition, and this is a very empowering time for you. Yeah, because then you have the Universe card here. The Universe card, which is also usually the World card, it's the last card in the major arcana. It represents endings of significant cycles and new beginnings. So you definitely have this endings coming in here and this clearing out, but you are ready for it. You're ready. You've been on that journey for a long time. You're ready to let go of the things that no longer serve you, these thoughts and these beliefs that no longer serve you. You have two major arcana and then a royal here. And so these are very important chapters in your life. It's like moving to part 2 of a book series. You're even leaving a book, even in the same book. It's like they're showing me, for some reason, the Twilight series. You're not in the first one. You've moved on to the second book, which has some of the same stories, but you're moving on to a whole new adventure, a whole new movie. And this is about that. It's about this major ending of a cycle and beginning into this new place. Yeah, because here you have the Six of Swords. So this is perfect for in relation to this Five of Swords here, because the sixes are about movement. Usually they would have someone like in a boat moving with the Six of Swords in there. And this is about moving from old ways of thinking to new ways of thinking. Again, right in line with all the themes that you have going on here. But these two are kind of like the end result. It is telling you, yes, by the end of this retrograde, you have made significant movement, especially with these two major arcana and royalty, that these represent a significant movement in your thoughts and beliefs, where you're moving into a new place, a new way of thinking of your life, and definitely, have left those things behind that you no longer want to bring with you. I'm reminded of a reading I gave to a friend, and they were telling her that imagine that you're boarding a spacecraft and you're moving to a whole new planet. What would you take with you and what would you leave behind? And it's that kind of major movement that I'm feeling for you here. It's not like you're moving from one room to another or just cleaning the house that you're in. It's like you are making this huge transformation to a new planet. And so what really do you want to leave behind and what do you want to take with you? That's the kind of reflection that you're going to have starting now all the way through October 17th. Yeah. And then you have the Four of Staves, the Four of Wands, which does represent celebration and joy. So you definitely do have that, but it's also about stable energy. Because think of a four as like a solid table with four huge legs. It's a very solid table. So it's a very solid foundation. It's celebration, it's marriage, it's, parties. That's kind of what usually is shown in the Four of Wands. It's in this one, they're showing the stability that you have, the balancing act that you have. If you can see here, let me see if I can do the lighting good here. See how he's balancing these two on these two. So there's very much a balancing and a stability that you're having. You're learning just to have this sense of awareness on what you want to do and what you don't want to do. And so you're able to not only balance on one hand, but on the other. So you're like balancing these multiple things, but you feel comfortable with it because you're not investing your energy in all this stuff. You're very specific about what you're investing your energy in during this time. So really, really love this for you. And of course, Scorpios, you are the masters of transformation. So you're like, yeah, I'm ready to let stuff go, because you transform from a scorpion to a snake to an eagle to a phoenix. I kind of feel like you're at this phoenix place of like, yes, all this stuff is in ashes and I'm only taking what I want out of the ashes and going with it, So you are ready for this movement. You're ready for this cleansing, this purging of so many things, whether it's possessions, purging your body, like detoxing, or relationships that you're like, you know what, I'm ready to stop investing in. I feel like I'm always giving in this certain relationship, and I'm just going to stop. I'm not going to like cut them off and blah, 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 but I'm just going to stop trying so hard, and I'm going to focus my energy into me and what I want to do. So I love that for you, because you definitely are moving forward. Now, don't forget, if you do want to be a part of the 30-minute recorded personal reading, I'll have the link down in the description box below and probably throw it on a playlist in the side here in just a moment. But if you want to watch that video, it'll tell you how on that video that you can be included in the drawing for one of those free readings. The more comments there are, the more of those I will give away. And all that information, like I said, will be on that video there. If you are looking for more messages of love from above, in addition to these weekly energy updates, I also put out monthly readings for each zodiac sign and a few other types of videos throughout the month. So if you don't want to miss out on any of these and get notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click the like button, also click the subscribe button, and that gives you access to the notification bell. And when you go in there, if you select the all option, Then you will be notified of any new videos that come out for this channel. Also, doing those things helps spread the love, and it helps my channel grow in significant ways. Because when you like a video, share a video, comment on a video, especially subscribing to the channel, doing those things makes the YouTube algorithm so crazy, happy, excited. It does want to share the videos of this channel with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of that, I am very grateful. Also, as I mentioned, these are general readings, and if you are interested in a personal reading to get specific information and answers for your specific life, all the information is listed in the description box below, and I'm also putting out it's called a sliding scale for prices. Instead of just having a fixed price for them, I'm going to put out a couple different price points because I know everyone's income is fluctuating and different, and especially these days, it is different than before. So I do want to, be cognizant of that and respect that and give you different price points to what you feel you're able to afford if you want a personal reading. So again, all that is in the description box below. All right, Scorpios, as you go through this amazing retrograde transformation, please know that every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing retrograde. We'll be talking soon. And in the meantime, you hang in there and you take care.